today. And I'm going to be teaching them afresh. Kindly master what I am teaching. Kindly master what I am teaching. And take what resonates, leave what does not. At the end of the day, I'm here to motivate, I'm here to inspire. I'm here to see us walk the path of our individual highest goals.
Yeah.
So whatever I say, I'm only one fractal staring into infinity. Whatever I say, take what resonates and leave what does not. And if you are confused, stay. Perhaps there's something here for you. So stay long enough, maybe you will comprehend. Because these are things that are already known to your soul. So, as I started earlier when I was teaching this particular topic, I told you, we have 7 days representative of the 7 celestials. Let me just call them the celestial bodies.
Huh?
The sky has celestial bodies. So, I've always thought about Monday being Moon Day, Tuesday being Mars Day, for that celestial body that is called Mars. That is what we call them as individuals now. Also recall that when we are teaching, we have to match the timeline. I cannot come here to speak to you in Luo. Most people will be left out. And so when we are moving towards a point where we are already here with the language of the colonizer, then we have to utilize the tools available in order to pass the information as far away as it can. And that is what I'm doing here. So when I'm talking about the names of the planets, my usual students, you know the African names we have for them. When I'm talking about the months, the 12 things of the body, we know what Africans call them. So as long as you are comprehending, don't discriminate. It's when it comes to spirituality, do what you know you need to do now. And then later, we will talk about how we go back or how we integrate. Thursday, Mercury, Thursday, Jupiter, Friday, Venus, and then Saturday, Saturn. So these are things that you should be working with at the end of the day. Every time you're going anywhere, these are things that you should be remembering because these are the fundamental things. This is where the wisdom of life comes from. As long as you can master, what am I supposed to do within the 7 days that I get? As long as you can master that, then guess what? You can grow to become the best version of yourself and to become a star, to become a light being that is being seen by others and helping others to also move towards the same path. That is all it is all about. So now, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto comes after the 7 days planets or celestial bodies.
Yeah, it's 12:01 when we came out. She already has her suit on. She does. Just what I said. But I know she's complaining about her stomach.
So one thing about this story is, ancient Africans had lived side by side by the 7 planets. They lived side by the sun, which they called Heru. They lived side by the moon. They lived side by, the moon was called different names in different tribes. For example, in Luo, we call it Due. So that is the divine mother where all women go. And then Mars was called Heru, the red one, because Mars is action oriented, like blood, transportation oriented. Every single day you are moving towards something, and your ability to move towards something is your ability to take action. Whatever that is, whether it's washing the utensils, or traveling, or delivering your eggs across the streets, or delivering your clothes via Amazon, you're taking action. So the art of taking action is what keeps everything running, just the same way the art of blood transporting nutrients to different cells is what keeps the body alive. So Mars is all about taking action, and that is Heru, the red one. So remember, the sun is Heru, Mars is Heru, the red one. And then we had, after Mars, the planet of action, Mars expands into Jupiter. Heru, the link between two lands. Heru, the link between two lands. Or Heru, the merchant between the two lands. Which land? The temporary consciousness or the initial consciousness? And the infinite consciousness, which is what you culminate into. So the one that, which I call the promised land, which I call Milele. So the one that connects your initial consciousness, the one that is still in Egypt, the one that is still not independent, the one that is still under the care of your parent, the one that connects that to the what you get to become is Jupiter. Expansive planet that was called Heru. The what? The link between two lands. And then another action-oriented planet is Saturn, which was called the Heru, the bull of the sky. Now these three action-oriented planets, which is Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday,
Yes.
they later on expand as you participate in each and every planet. And by the way, guys, let me, and don't be too quiet also. Don't be too quiet. You guys are too quiet in the comment section, but it's okay. So, as we are talking about the planets, I want you to know what the planets are as well. These are forms of
I didn't
energy
realize because he was there and then he moved.
that unites everything.
My head, not even thinking.
When you look into this, these are celestial bodies that exist in the sky. Whether you are in Australia, you see them.
That's a nice picture.
Whether you are in Kenya, you see them. Whether you are in the Americas, you see them. Whether you are in Canada, Greenland, you see these celestial bodies. It doesn't matter which part of the world you're from. Why do you see these celestial bodies? It doesn't matter which part of the world you're from, because spiritually they are energetic units that have gathered through and through infinitely. So our ancestors,
with us, and then she hadn't
as
seen
far
my
as history is concerned, up to this particular point that I'm in awareness, our ancestors had lived side by side by the first 7.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
But then by the time they were passing the mantle, our ancestors were people who were expanding as well. The universe is still expanding. Pluto is not the last. Even though it is shrinking, there are still celestial bodies that are still being discovered. Not all have been discovered. But our ancestors kept in record the first 7, whose names I've given in 3. First of all, I've given 3 names. I've given for Mars, the sun and the moon. We put them different, those are the primary. Mars, Heru, the red one. Jupiter, Heru, the link between the two lands. And then Saturn, Heru, the bull of the sky. The wealth of the sky. And I had already explained that. So if at all you don't comprehend it, just ask the question and then I will explain it. But let me just move, not getting too deep into every ball. So now, these particular planets, for example, Mars. What is Mars? Action. They are planet of action. Every time, these things are rooted up. I want you to comprehend my language. These things are rooted up in the sky. And when I was teaching you about the relationship between humans and trees, I told you, as human beings, we are rooted in the sky. So these are where we fetch from. You see, this is the way plants, they are rooted in the soil. They fetch from it. We have plants with roots so deep, they reach realms that us, we don't even know. So human beings also have the ability to root themselves. And you root yourself using authenticity. So deep into those particular planets to access them, to access the power that they carry. So for example, Mars, what do you mean by Mars being a planet? Obviously you know it's a planet, but what is that in spiritual form? It is the gathering of all actions that have ever been taken to infinity. All actions that have ever been taken by anybody. Every time you take action, you are empowering mass. You are storing mass. Once energy is produced, it cannot be destroyed. It doesn't get destroyed. It is stored into infinity. So every time you take action, all your ancestors that took action, before they became human beings, all the things that form your DNA that took action, the actions they took are stored in where? Mars. And those actions, they come to you in form of thoughts every Tuesday. as Heru, the red one. Tuesday, they dominate your aura, your soil, your thought processes. So where we fetch our thought processes is where these entities are. When you go to Jupiter, every ancestor that has ever expanded, every ancestor that has ever expanded, every entity on this planet that has ever expanded, anything that has ever expanded, that particular story of them is stored in Jupiter. So what we do every day as we just wake up and then we go knock, like, hey, it's Thursday today, it's Jupiter, I want to pick something so and so did. I want to pick something, I want to expand in this form. And there is an ancestor who already did that. That's why it is there. That's why that thought process is there. If it has never been done before, then it doesn't exist. It will not be there. So what the planets are is those entities. These planets are entities, and the more you look at them as entity, the more familiar with them you will get. The moon is all intuition that has ever existed. And remember, everything is created from intuition, from emotion, from water. So every intuition that has ever created is collected to become a deity known as the moon. All visuals that have ever been created, pictures, like everything that everyone has ever seen, everything has ever, an eye, everything that has an eye, everything that it has ever seen is stored in the sun. That girl, she granted everyone. Are we somewhere with you guys? Because I want you to comprehend deeply what the planets are before we even move into other things. Yeah. So as long as you comprehend it, kindly, if you're getting a little bit confused, you can ask questions. But anyway, let me continue. So these celestial bodies, these entities that we are rooted in, they're in the sky, we are rooted in them. These entities are the ones now we harvest every day. We harvest from them every day. We harvest from them every day. And there are certain that people now don't harvest. There are people who don't harvest. So just because they are there are people who don't utilize them. There are people who never take action. They think about something that is worth taking action towards, and then they never befriend man. Some people are cast so much that certain planets, they have a war. It's a war zone between them and certain planets, certain entities. When you call them planets, you see, the colonial language belittles things. It belittles things. When you say planets, it's like it's something that you are above. You're looking at it like something that you are above. But then when you call it entities, you give them deities, then you know that it's truly a deity, because whether you exist or not, they will continue to exist. Whether you fetch from them or not, they will be there. Other generations will come to empower them. And the more they get disempowered, just like human beings, the more they get disempowered, the more they shrink. And the more they get empowered, the more they swell. So something like Pluto that we are being told that it's shrinking. Then you know that transformation is not happening in our generation. We are not transforming. So much that we've reached a point where we think transformation is miraculous, it is unreachable. Yes, Pluto represents transformation, a unity, a union of Mars taking action, Jupiter expanding, and then Saturn resting, not misusing yourself. A union of those three transforms into that planet that is far away. And then we have Uranus, which is now
Sophia, stop screaming.
a higher octave of Mercury. Mercury in ancient times was known as the combination of ibis and baboon, the combination of the ibis above and baboon below. A combination of those two is what births the ability to communicate. What is baboon? Baboon represents your imagination. Your ability to imagine, your ability to get out into the astral realm to imagine. That is usually your body communicating with you. Your infinite body communicating with you. And then your ability to now be useful. You know, the ibis and the baboon, they represent thoughts. Your ability to be useful. Once you get an imagination, are you taking action? Once you get your imagination, are you taking action? These are things that you should be asking yourself, especially as somebody who is my student. How long do you take before you take action? The minute you get inspired by an imagination, how long does it take for you to take action in order to actualize that particular imagination? Because that's how we live.
Excited?
Just start moving towards it, even with tiny moves counts. Your ability to move towards your goals, even tiny, you can dissect. You can get a very big imagination, but you dissect it to a point where it is now doable to you, you can chew. Somebody is saying not all imaginations are good for us, to be honest. Now that depends on the level of vibration. I'll just tell you the truth. It depends on the level of vibration. Those who respect their inner authority, they get vibrations, they get imaginations that would save even the world. It depends on where you are rooted. Which soil are you rooted in? What are your thought processes? Are your thought processes birth-oriented?
You get it?
Yes.
Whose stuff is this?
For the good of all, especially myself, and with harm to none, especially myself.
Be good.
Okay.
Are you a farmer? Are you at a point where you are a Bantu? Where your thought processes are things that can grow? Because yes, you're very right. Not all imaginations are good for us. Not all imaginations are good for us, but there are people who have reached a point where all their imaginations are good for them. And that is the point that everybody should aspire to reach. Because before you reach that point where all your thoughts are good for you, then you should not even be manifesting. You should not even be engaging in the process of manifestation until your soil is fertile, until you know your thought processes are fertile, especially towards you. Because I always say, the only obligation you owe the entire population is the one you owe yourself. If your thoughts are against you, they are going to be against other people of the planet. If your thoughts are for you, towards you, then those thoughts are going to be helpful to other people. There's no separation, Ubuntu. Are we together? Are we walking together? Geoblaze, welcome. Yeah, your Mars is in Pisces, so that's why maybe it comes from. You need to believe in your action. You need to believe in the actions that you need to take. The action that your essence are telling you to take, you need to believe in those ones. Remember, Mars is safe in Aries. Your ability to take action is safe when you are authentic. That's the standard. That's the standard. You are supposed to only take action when you're authentic. But then when you miss the mark, when your ancestors miss the mark, so now you are so your Mars is now in Pisces, meaning you're only supposed to take action when you believe. So then don't take action towards the thoughts that come to you that are making you feel doubtful. That is just telling you those are inauthentic. Every time you feel doubtful, you're being inauthentic. Anytime you feel doubtful of yourself, you're being inauthentic. That is what Mars being in Pisces is all about. And if you want to take authentic action, then you must believe in the action. Every time you believe in an action, know that that's authenticity. That's an action you need to take. Mars in Virgo. Analyzing. Never take action until you've analyzed, will this do me harm or will it bring me good? Will it make me do harm to other people? Or will it make other people do harm to me? Like, before any action is taken for you, you must analyze it. Every time you analyze action to the T, then you're taking it from a point of authenticity. But every time you just rush into action without analyzing whether it's good for you or bad for you, then you are acting from a point of inauthenticity. So the Mars in Gemini, the base You should never take action when that action, listen, you should never take action that comes from somebody else's thought processes. The actions that you take, you must always only come from your own thought processes. When you think for yourself, even if somebody told you, come do this, but then pause and tell them, wait a little bit. And then you go, you think for yourself regarding that particular situation, and you make a decision out of you thinking from yourself, not out of being convinced. You as a Mars and Gemini, you need to stay away from people who try to convince you. If somebody's trying too much to convince you into taking action, stay away from marketers. Stay away from people who market goods. The marketing is not for you. The marketing section is not for you. You should always only engage in things that you've thought for yourself to buy. My Mars is in Aries. Your Mars is aligned. Hey, Mars loves you. Your ancestors loved taking action from authenticity, and here you are. You're also taking action from authenticity. Take. So you just know that when it comes to taking action, you should never even believe in anybody else. Just take your actions. When you feel authentic enough to take an action, take action. Never take an action when it makes you feel fake. That's demonic. Mwalimu, my Mars is in Cancer, so I need to feel it. Yes, take action from your intuition. The things that come to you in your intuition, how it is in your intuition, Never take action that has not yet arrived from your intuitive feeling. Your intuitive feelings must marry an action before you take it. Any action you take when you're numb, when you're not fully yourself, when you're in a state of chaos, or when you're not in a state of water, emotions, emotional balance. Those are actions that will be terrible for you. Yes. My Mars is in Virgo. Mars is in analysis. I've already talked about that asset. I think somebody else had Mars in Virgo. The Danite show. The Danite show, can you please help your sister here? And people who are asking me these things are people who are subscribed. Also, please just normalize watching the videos that are posted, because these are things I've posted about as well. Okay, these are things I've posted about as well. So let nobody else ask after that. Let me move on. So Mars in Sagittarius is never take action until you have variety. If you want to buy something, make sure I see the yellow version of it, see the green version of it. How does it look like in white? That's adventure first before you take action. That whenever you adventure and then you take action out of full adventure, you're taking action from authenticity. So let's continue. So how many names have I given you? Let me see if these people are with me. How many names have I given you that I've translated for you? Knowing the names in African languages makes it more easy to chew. What are the African names of the 5? Now let's talk about the 5 planets. Let's not talk about, leave the moon and the sun alone. Because the moon and the sun, we call them with different names. And I'm sure that the planets were called with different names as well. But remember, the names that I'm giving you right now are coming from Kemet, from Sudan, from Upper Sudan, or Lower Sudan, from Lower Sudan, yeah. From Sahel. Eru the red one, Mars. Another name that I've given. Eru the merchant, Jupiter, yeah. The one that trades between the two lands. That's Thursday and Tuesday. Another one that I've given, Heru, the bull of the sky. Nainyango, are you sure you're in this class with us? Nayango, are you sure you're in this class with us? Mars in Capricorn, never take action that makes you misuse yourself. Always make sure that an action, before you venture into that action, it is going to be useful to you. And you know how Capricorn energy is all about the money. So probably never take action if it is not putting into you being able to expand yourself to a point where you are attracting more for yourself. So if an action is pushing towards you misusing yourself or you being useless, get out. Saturn, Eru, the bull of the sky. Yeah, and then which other name have I given? Mercury. Mercury was associated with Ibis and baboon. When we talk about Mercury, I just want you to remember Ibis and baboon. Ibis and baboon. Ibis ni, in the Lion King, Ibis is it Zazu? And Rafiki. Baboon is the Rafiki. Yeah, so the combination of those two. You remember those two are helping them in communication a lot. Yeah. So if is Zazu up there, your ability to be useful to yourself will give you that heightened position in the pyramid where you can look over everything or everyone, and know how everyone is moving towards you. And then also your ability to communicate with yourself, your ability to communicate through imagination, your ability to imagine will also let you know where you're going. The way Rafiki was helping them know where they're going, and then Zazu was helping them with the aerial view. So those two are what forms thoughts, which is the Capricorn energy, basically. So and can the Phoenix rising, which is now the higher octave of Venus of that Phoenix energy, is Neptune, which is now that ethereal. Look, the transformation. So now let me give you an example. When the energy of, for example, Mercury, the higher octave of Mercury is Uranus. So the more you communicate, the more you talk, like for example, look at men. Men, they start with a voice that is different, and then as they grow, the voice changes. So that voice change, that ability for that voice to change, and make decisions. Mercury is all about the ability to make decisions, ability to communicate with your own body, ability to communicate with the environment around you, all that, which always leads to making decisions. So the more you do that, the more you're bound to break into a higher octave, which is now Uranus. Up to that point, are we together? Because I think I've explained it to you in words. Now I want to get deeper, maybe to give you now the numbers, but before that, let me just recapture. So, shaped light is born, it is born into its own reality, its own parents, its own environment, its own story and topography. But outside of that individual's reality exists other micro and macro realities of the multiverse. It is this huge macro reality of the multiverse existing outside individuals' reality that are called celestial bodies. And among them are other stars, moon, sun, planets, asteroids, comets, meteoroids, et al. The exact arrangement of these celestial bodies is an enigma, but your spiritual visualization should give you a clue. So from the spirit realm, those who know, I don't know whether you say you're a flat earther or a round earther, I don't care where you stand from, but from the spiritual realm, from the spiritual realm, you are an individual entity. You have your own reality. But is your own reality the only reality on the planet? No. So your own reality, that is your own world. It is your own earth. And then outside of your own reality exists other reality. I am a reality that is outside of so many people's reality. You are a reality that is outside so many people's reality. We are 8 billion, we are infinite on this particular space that we occupy. But then outside your own auric field, outside your own reality, outside what you know, outside what you exist as, there are other realities, and inside those realities that are outside, now there are joint realities that influence everybody. And those joint realities that influence everybody are what we call the celestial bodies. So my people, as you remember, when I was telling you, as above, so below. Whatever exists up there exists down here. But it is not everything that exists down here exists up there. As above, so below, but not as below, so above. Everything that exists up there already exists down here. But down here there is more. So it's not everything that exists down here exists up there. Not everything that is down here is up there, but everything that is up there is down here. As above, so below. Below is the mother. Everything that exists up there was created. Is a collection of everything that first of all existed down here. It was down here first, and then as your ancestor in China was taking action, one in Australia taking action, one in Africa taking action, for years and years and years, that energy was being collected. And those are what now we have that have swollen. Imagine every entity that has ever been born, that has ever existed, the action it ever took was stored. So also know that masses, as they exist, these planets as they exist in different vibrations also. Because ancestors also already existed in different vibrations. So all planets exist in different vibrations. And they shine differently on different people, according to how they're being empowered by below. As above, so below. So whatever is happening below is being siphoned above. So that there's a ripple effect, there's a back effect, there's a reaction. So every time you're taking action, you are occupying Mars. Every time you're expanding, you're occupying Jupiter. And people are occupying these particular planets down here. People are worshipping these particular planets down here. Especially Jupiter is being worshipped. Things like glamour magic. That is people worshiping Jupiter, because a lot of people, you going to take pictures. You want to look like the best self that you've never looked before. People who engage in glamour magic, you want to look like a version of you that doesn't exist yet. And then you put it out there. So people also use these particular planets differently. At the end of the day, nobody cares. As long as you know the cards that you're dealt, do whatever you need to do to get to where you want to get, as long as you're not stepping on anybody. And you're not letting anybody step on you. Do whatever you can to get to where you need to get. But know that these particular planets, they are there. No man ever invents anything. No man invents anything. Ideas already exist, waiting for you to rise in vibration, waiting for you to reach that particular level of vibration in order for you to grab it. Are we together with somebody? Are you getting into what the planets are? Know what the planets are, because this is the information that everybody has. Everyone has this information apart from Africans. So most Africans, when we talk about this information, they're even rejectful of it. They're like, no, because you are falling for the clickbait. You're falling for the witchcraft. There are ancestors that said, I hope they never remember. I hope they never recall. I hope they never become familiar. And so a lot of people out there are pushing that unfamiliarity. Well, everybody has this information apart from the Africans. Everybody digested this information in their own way and kept it for their own descendants. From China, India, Europe, the entire Europe. People have this particular information in their own ways, and they're using it to expand on a daily basis. Moi, you need reviews with what? Moi? You need review with what? Like which planet? I'm talking to you about the planets. I'm telling you there are entities that are available to you. They can be seen, but they're also inside of you. You can see them through inside lenses, or you can decide to go travel and go see them. Follow the path of least resistance. You can either start to see them for what they truly are within yourself, or if you have the money, you can hire Elon to take you. She's saying she needs more reviews. More reviews as in, did we do the major 9? That's what we are doing. And I've already told you we have 7 and then 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 7, the celestial bodies, and then the expansive, the ones that are farther. You know, something that is, when they arrange it in the solar system, they arrange it as if, you know, Jupiter is farther, Pluto is farther. But something that is farther is just an expanded version. It's almost like a repetition, a repetitive pattern, because we live in a repetitive world. So when you come from, let me teach about them in European names for people to comprehend easily, because I think we'd studied them also in school. So we have the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon, the first entities. And then we have, so the sun and the moon the sun is your ability to see, especially yourself, and the moon is your ability to feel. So the moon is safe in Cancer, meaning your ability to feel is safe when you're in your emotions, or your ability to be emotional is safe when you feel, or your ability to be intuitive is safe in your emotions, in that your inner world. You know, the moon is all about your inner world, your inner silence. So when you're in your inner world, you're supposed to be emotional. You're supposed to be intuitive. Every time you are alone, you know, the moon is all about who you are when nobody's watching. That is emotion. That's what emotion is about. That is what feelings is about. So that is supposed to be safe. To be intuitive is supposed to be safe in being alone in your feelings. And then the sun is safe in Leo, meaning for you're supposed to always see yourself from a point of love. You're supposed to always see yourself from a point of love. Now after the sun, the moon, and then Mars. Mars is the planet of action, which is safe in Aries, authenticity. You're supposed to only take action when you're authentic. Then we have Mercury, which is the planet of communication, decision making, which is safe in Gemini. Your decision making is safe when you think for yourself. And Mercury is also safe in Virgo. Mercury is also safe in Virgo. So your ability to think for yourself, to make decisions, your ability to communicate and make decisions is safe when you're thinking for yourself or when you're analyzing yourself. Now, Jupiter, Thursday, comes every Thursday to help you expand. Jupiter is safe in Sagittarius. Your ability to expand is safe when you are traveling, when you have variety to pick from. So do this even with your style. Do this with, traveling around. Do this with your spouses. Always have a variety to pick from if you want to expand truly. Don't just be rigid on one. Have a variety to pick from if you want to expand. And then Venus is safe, which is the planet of love, comes every Friday to help you love yourself. So Venus is safe in Taurus, in support. Venus is safe. Love is safe in support. Love is safe in wealth. Support is wealth. Love is safe in support, and love is safe in balance. Love is safe when there's creation. Balance is the ability to create. Anything that is balanced creates. Anything that is balanced creates, forces out a child. So your ability to balance yourself is the ability to create. That is where love is safe at. Yes. And then after Venus we have Saturn. Saturn is safe in Capricorn. Your ability to rest. Saturn comes to help you rest. Anybody that dies, know that Saturn came to help them rest. Anytime you see somebody is dead, anytime you see somebody's funeral, Saturn was involved. You cannot rest without Saturn's energy. When Saturn knows, Saturn gives you a period of time where you can misuse yourself, or you do your role until you finish. Saturn is the bell ringer. It is the one that comes, hey, the time is up. Collect your papers. And you're going to collect them. Inside of those collection of papers, there are people who have done so well. They're going to be promoted, transformed. And then there are people who have done so poorly. They're going back. They're going backwards. Being deleted. Yes, Saturn is very responsible, and that is the reason why religion hates Saturn. Religious people want to be vampires who never get restricted. Saturn is the one that will come to your rescue, even when you're being attacked by thieves. Saturn is the one that will come to restrict. When it is their time to be restricted, they will be restricted. Everything, when it is time for it to be restricted, a thief has 40 days. When it is 40 days, Saturn comes to restriction. So know that even with hexing, with witchcraft or whatever, just know, always leave certain things to Saturn, because Saturn is always coming. When it is time for those people to be restricted, they've done too much, Saturn just comes and cuts it off immediately. And that's why Christianity hates Saturn. People who want to destroy forever, they hate Saturn. Because when Saturn comes, no cookies for you anymore. You've wreaked enough havoc. Now you have to get out. So where these planets are safe, Saturn is safe in Capricorn. Yes. Saturn is safe when you're useful to yourself. People who misuse themselves are the people who engage in things like going to destroy other people's things. Your ability to be useful to yourself and never misuse. Saturn is safe at. If you want to be a friend of Saturn, always be useful to yourself. For you to be a friend of Saturn, always be useful to yourself. Mind your business. Mind your business. The moment you start minding other people's businesses, now you're misusing yourself. And Saturn is just watching you. Saturn is, remember, everybody has this planet. Everybody has these entities inside their house. You must offer homage to them. You must offer sacrifices to these particular deities. Every individual has an individual relationship with them. You cannot mix relationships with these deities. I love to call them deities, not planets, because I feel like planets is belittling. These particular deities are present in your space all the time as different versions of themselves. The same way you have different versions of yourself, they also have different versions of themselves. So the one you summon is the one that comes. You empower them. Every time you're being useful to yourself, know that Satan is telling you, "Mwah, baby girl, keep going." But anytime you're misusing yourself, know that Satan is looking at you with red eyes, waiting to cut you off. And certain people, they've offended this deity so much that they feel them in their presence. You feel somebody saying, "Oh, I feel somebody's watching me. I feel somebody's watching me." Satan is the one. When I look at the corner of my eyes, some people say I'm either seeing light or I'm seeing darkness. The planets, are you paying homage? Are you giving? Because according to how you live your life, you're either making enemies with these comets, with these deities. So they will never guide your roots, your thought processes towards them. They will, when you are disrespecting a deity, it will even guide you towards things that will make you diminish from the roots. Remember, your head is rooted in the clouds, in space. So when they start depriving you of things from the roots, then you cannot even engage in innovation. You cannot even engage in conversations that are progressive. You cannot engage in revolution because you're not getting, your antenna is not connected. Your antenna is not connected with these particular entities. And remember, if you come from very powerful ancestries, your ancestors have been holding this particular entity without even your knowledge. I want you to know that, you know, even when you are ignorant, the body is always aware. Even when you are ignorant, the body is always aware. How do I summon my ancestors? You're blessed by knowing where they are. Your ancestors are in your skin. They are your DNA. They are the ones that make up the building blocks that is building this flesh that is you. So the best way to see your ancestors, just look into the mirror. Because at the end of the day, even if I was to ask you, you're blessed, do you know what you look like? You don't know. The things that you think are images of what you truly look like are just snap pictures of your ancestors during different times of the day that you look in the mirror. Without a mirror, you're seeing nobody. So your ancestors are within you. They make you up. They're the ones that orchestrate the way you're supposed to be spending your 7 days. And guys, let me tell you one thing. Sometimes your sun can be in Leo, and then you have a sister whose sun is in Sagittarius. Just because they pay homage to different gods already make you different ancestors. You can be close, different ancestors but close, or you can be totally close ancestors but totally departed, far away from each other. Yes, the ancestors are in the writings on the walls. Yeah. So, do you comprehend what celestial bodies are? When you hear psychics saying, "I received a download," don't look at them funny. Know that we are rooted. The same way trees are rooted in the soil. We are also rooted microscopically. We are also microscopically rooted in the sky. So just let people live life. If it resonates with you, pick it. If it doesn't resonate, just leave them alone. There are people who will resonate with them. And that is what life is all about. We have people in different language groups. The language that I speak doesn't have to be comprehensible to you, but does it mean that now I need to keep quiet because my language is not comprehensible to you? No, it is comprehensible to other people. Everybody has their own. There's someone for everyone. Your blessed, do you know about the planets now? Do you know what celestial bodies are now?
How are her lenses? She has a sign. Her take. She laughs and then
Tell me you know.
That's okay.
That's
That's
fine.
okay. Yeah. It's the like when she last time when she landed and she flew back and then also
Your blessed, what?
she's also gonna
This
land
is
in
your
a
first time in
landing area
class.
rather than on the track.
That's how you're setting it up now, so she can land on the.
Yeah, so
what
we
happened
marked her steps so that she can
Oh,
land in the
okay.
landing area,
Alright, good.
which is ideal
That's better.
anyways. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're also not getting the extra
I
boing
know this is
when you
planet
land, right? So
scientifically, but don't you want to even
And no
give
points
my
lost
explanation
when
a
you
chance?
land, right?
no, and it's
Because
actually
what do you know about the planet scientifically? What
you
is
don't
it
gain
about
or
them
lose
that
any
you know
points to landing in
scientifically?
the landing area, but ideally a paragliding
what are
device
they to
has to land in that landing area. So it's a build up to
Yeah, okay.
down when she does her 8 pass, she has no choice. She has to land. Yeah.
Scientifically. Now listen, guys, scientifically you know what are they to us?
Bye guys, see you on Wednesday.
See you. Bye.
Thank you.
Marissa.
This thing is making me feel good
you.
today.
See you guys. Drive safely.
Yes, you too.
How can I improve my art?
Wow, it's so beautiful. I would live out here.
Practicing,
This is so
practice
nice.
speaking your truth.
It's not too far from this city either.
That's true. It's a great
Practice
spot.
speaking your
Yeah.
truth even when it is offensive. You see the way Luas speak. See the way Luas speak. Speaking your truth even when it is authentic. That is the only way that will open you up to being more
Will do. See you
articulated.
guys.
Because articulation is in truth speaking. Even when that truth is authentic, is everybody's enemy. You speak it. That is what will enhance your articulation. You know, sometimes when your truth is offensive to people, you tend to shut it down. No, that will not help you to be articulated. I just know them by names and our home. Okay, stick around, you will know. Stick around and you will know more about them.
That's supposed to
In
be
the ancient world, the planets were used to represent the will of deities in charge
Yes, dude.
and their direct influence upon the star-shaped light. In layman's language, everything is present in space,
That lasts forever.
and planets are the presence in space that influence, shift, and drive the movements of all that is in space with it. Everything in space influences everything in space, and the planets are at the lead of this particular influence. Planets are like infinite immortals, moving, swollen chai. They're like infinite immortal swollen chai, or gossip or news that has no end. So guys, know that when we're talking about space, we have space below also. For example, what are we occupying? What is matter? Matter is anything that occupies space and has got a mass. My cup here is occupying space, ne? So you see, space is above and space is below. Above, so below. Eish, teacher, the book is leaving this chat today. You know,
That's a call? Or are you just thinking about
I don't know. I just feel like he will go, you know, his time is near. I let him stay a little bit, I don't know.
Because I know you were cooking. Are you cooking today?
At the end of the day, What about last week's class? Specifically, my dear.
How are you feeling?
What is your name?
Greens, snow Karen, or
Casey.
saltfish?
I'm good, Freddie.
Oh God. I know
Casey
something
with a
like
scary
that.
profile.
I just love when you
What
cook.
about
I don't
last week's
know.
class? Last week's class was on Thursday.
What's snow Karen?
What about Thursday?
The brown one.
The class was very long.
The orange one.
And then we were cut short by electricity, I think. What about it?
Saltfish.
Saltfish? It was saltfish, but we had saltfish last time. It's between the green
Yeah,
and
guys,
the smoke
please help
Hannibal.
Geo Blaze out.
Yeah, smoke Hannibal. Yeah, bro. Mucho dumplings.
Today is a weird energy. No, I think it's just a new energy, which is expected. Yeah, but sasa venye ametolewa sasa, wacha ni ankaza.
That is true. But then
But I feel like he's so old. The fact that he's still taking up that position with being that old is selfish. Somebody else should. No, not you, the class. In general, it's weird, I think. So we have 122 people here. I feel like, me, I'm just feeling like it's normal. You know, sometimes people act a certain way and sometimes, yeah, like, I feel like it's just normal.
But you know, for
Less
directions.
than usual, I think.
So I passed Dairy and I keep
Plus it's
going up.
revision, plus we are repeating things, so me, I'm just feeling myself and I'm feeling like it's just normal. I know you guys are feeling some weird way. Like, let me give you a chance to speak. Yeah.
Alright. Okay. Yeah.
Karon, what exactly is feeling weird? Can we explain at least further so that we know also? Speak up.
Stopping at square one.
Or you guys are used to new things, and it's just revision. You're just like, I've eaten that already. I don't want it anymore. But you know, people like Akina Geo Blaze, they are here for the first time. So we also have to move with everybody's step, one step at a time. You know, that's what class is all about.
In your bathroom. Because when you're in there getting
Or you can let me in on more.
clothes or you're showering and I need it, I go without it a lot. Like I don't.
You can use it.
I don't want to.
Yeah, like
Can you really have the time? The worst part
Akinashi, please.
isn't.
Yeah, Akinashi, just speak. We have to restrict our expansion as well. Thank you very much, Mama Nikwa. It's not always going to be vroom.
Don't feel that.
Also remember, I'm a woman. I'm going to be point where I'm like, and then I'm going to be falling back sometimes. Like, it's normal.
Because I really respect your space and.
But if somebody feels like there's a way we can, okay, there's a, to some people maybe there's a problem. So now maybe give a solution. Like, what do you think should be done in order for you to stop feeling weird, my baby?
Sometimes it's like we're in that same time zone, and I'm like, I'm not.
What should we do to make Akinashi stop feeling weird and stuff? Or do you think there's somebody here with us
I always tell you with me.
that is making you guys feel weird? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Yeah, somebody's saying it. I feel it's super slow. Super slow in terms of what?
It looks so good.
I'm not moving out from you.
Like, your
now you're saying you
confidence
feel
should
like
be
the
like
class is super slow. In terms of what?
Busting through this room.
Which direction would you like the class to take?
I believe it's at 11. Wait, no, 11 was
11 on
was
Friday?
Woodbridge.
No, there's no problem. The whole day
I'll check for you in a second.
Of which I don't feel like it's it's just the day. I feel like this entire March, this particular point that we are in, feels different. And me, I've been feeling the difference and being like, yes, a new beginning is starting. And I'm ready to sit in this particular new beginning. In fact, it's making me feel good.
We is similar to you, so you can memorize songs so easily.
Or should we close school now, right now, and then we meet in May?
You two look like you have so much fun together though.
Yeah, like,
Skipping through
what do you guys want? Because also, you know, I'm here at your service.
When you walk now,
Yeah.
your hips go.
Really?
Yep.
Like, I'm here now.
Yep.
Maybe I actually, the whole time, actually was moving my hips, so you can't even tell because there's nothing there.
Which is it's normal. It's normal. We will miss each other, but then we will resume always.
Because I am walking.
The restriction over expansion is very necessary, and that's what I'm heading towards. So maybe some people are also, because me, I'm already getting into the mood of I'm going to rest. Like I'm literally getting into that mood. And I'm sorry if it feels like I'm neglecting, you know, being entertaining and giving you guys new information. But I feel like I said it before. Like we are revising, and then I go, and then maybe when I come back, you'll be happy with, you know, seeing me in another dimension. I don't know.
Take McLaughlin, Winston Churchill, not Winston Churchill, McLaughlin.
Yeah, because April I am Geo. Geo bless April. I've already told these children of mine. They already know that in April I'm taking time for myself to rest. It's necessary. No school runs throughout. I'll be burnt out.
I'm not going
I'll burn out if I run with school throughout. I need to take also times to also, you know, install certain things, do certain things certain ways, improve also, because I'm sure you guys will.
But why?
Me just sitting like this forever, it will not work. That is not how the world works. You need to take action, expand, and then rest. Take action, expand, rest. Take action, expand, rest. So, please, it's necessary. And right now I'm heading towards that particular expansion for myself. However little expansions that I make in order to make our classes better, I will make them. Yeah. Rainbow Factory, the rosaries are being done from January to December. So yes, every month we will do the rosary. So just wait for my directives, please. Let's just, because now I'm feeling a little bit sad. Like, what? Some people don't want us to do this revision. You just want me to be in my masculine energy. Yes, right now I'm even engaging with people, seeing people as well. I'm sad today. Maybe the sadness is not the class. Maybe there's just an energy. There's just an energy.
You have a life, you don't have the right to be.
And I'm sorry, but we have to drag through it. We have to move. We cannot stop. And we cannot lash out on each other. And we cannot blame each other when the energies are now different from what we are used to. We have to practice how to move. Relax, Mama. Okay, I'm relaxing. Yeah. Electrograde. Yeah, there's a lot. Anyway, listening. Thank you very much for listening. And guys, don't feel pressured also to always just be writing and commenting also. Okay. When you don't feel like it, don't do it. Just, it's okay. Let's just go. Okay? Let's just go. Even when the energies are not it, let's just go. So, as I was saying, this mastery of the planet is very important because I feel like with this particular information, even when I'm dead, if I was to die today, this information will still linger with you. Every time you remember me, you will know that, oh, the planets are up there and we are actually in tune with them. We don't have to go
But even if you didn't land
in
on
order
the
for
map,
us
your
to have a
landing was
relationship
good.
with these particular planets. You can have a relationship with these planets from down here. Somebody saying, I did not even know Mama.com is not here. You always check for roll call. Pinks. Pinks, that's a good job to check for roll call. But know that at the end of the day, the teacher is the one that is always expected in class. When other students don't come to class, people don't come to class always. So just expect people to sometimes be here and sometimes they won't be here. But as long as I'm here, let's go. No, I realize when most are missing, but we are most of the time we are always just 120 something. I feel like I usually look at the numbers up here, and most of the time I feel like this is usually just the number that we are. Sometimes it's even less. Sometimes it's even 90 or something. So pinks. Maybe your friends are missing. Maybe you've met friends in class, and today your friends are not around. So now you're sad, but you can check with your friends. Pinks, check with your friends to find out, oh, why were you not in class today? I missed you, the class was boring because you were not there and stuff like that. Just tell your friends what you feel when they're not around. But usually we're just usually this number. We're usually just this number. Sometimes it even goes down and less. Sometimes it goes up to 190. But this is usually our number. Change of seats. Yeah, change of seats is also amazing. Sometimes some students need to sit at the back, while sometimes some students need to come to the front. You know, I need everybody to engage. I have over 200 subscribers. Even in my inbox, please. The people who have never said, there are people who have subscribed here 400 days, 400 and above, but I've never set foot in my inbox. Please come also. While those ones who are regular, rest also. The ones who are usually regular on my inbox, you can rest as you give other people a chance. Always know that energy shuffling and energy movements is amazing. Me, I'm feeling amazing actually. And anybody who's not feeling amazing, I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry. But I send you amazingness through this particular screen. May you feel amazing soon. May you feel amazing soon. Please. Can we still send our details for the birth chart reading? I taught how to do it on your own. I taught how to do it on your own, but if you don't have it, come to my inbox. Let me walk you through it, because still I walk certain people through it even up to today. So I'll tell you where to go find, and then after you found
I'm
them,
gonna do the smart thing and stop for gas.
then we'll read them together. And let's have these moments, guys. Let's have these moments. These are the moments we'll remember the most. When now we were like, oh, you remember those days when we were, you guys have never complained to me since I started going live. Yeah, thank you, the Dynasty Show. You guys have never complained to me since I started going live. So maybe, I'm transitioning also. I won't be talking much. I won't be, where I'm heading is also just, I'll be teaching in a very different way. So just know that there's a version of me that probably is gone for good. And it's okay. It's praying. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know how to lullaby you guys. La, 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 la. la,
It's a little sharp, right?
What should I sing for you? Nyandolo, Nindoteri, Nyandolo, Nindoteri. Mama Tabio, Tingo Rabona, Matinda Tinda, Make Toto, Madongo Dongo, Make Chapidi. It's okay to also feel sad. I'm here in this sadness with you, in that sadness with you. Ama niwaambie mama, mama, mwana unaumwa mwana mgongo. Mama, mama, mwana unaumwa mwana mgongo. Mwana unaumwa mwana mgongo. Lete maji ajikande. Mwana wa mbuzi meme, utamlilia na mawe, utamwambia kwea, kwea mlima wa mawe, utamwambia kwea. Climb the mountain of life. That's a Capricorn song. That's a Capricorn song that is talking about climb the mountain of life. Even when the little goat, have you ever seen the mountain climbing goats? Even when the little goat is crying, mama, 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 ninaumwa na mgongo. The mother tells them, kwea mlima wa mawe. They're telling me music is not allowed. Fine. TikTok, fine. Climb the mountain of life. Climb the mountain of life even when you feel your back is hurting. Kwea mlima wa mawe. Yeah, somebody's asking a very important question here. Not you all in class and not doing the work offline. Do you have people who are just in class? Guys, I do the work online. I do the work online and offline, and mostly offline. The version of me that you guys see here is usually only 2 hours. Out of 24 hours that I get, you guys see me for 2 hours or 3 or 4, whichever. Very tiny hours. That is not enough. You're just sitting here thinking about it, us warming each other. You have to take action in your own individual life as well. In order for you to eat the fruits. Yeah, these things work. Harvesting the 7 days work. Get out of the situations that are keeping you away from harvesting. No, we try and keep trying, and know that nobody is coming to make the work easy. Sometimes some people become sad, not because they are not trying their best, but because of the thoughts that they have that, oh, somebody is going to come and make this easy for me. Somebody is going to come and make this easy. Nobody. All those people that are pretending like they're coming to make it easy for you, they're also trying to make it to Milele. They're trying to make it to Milele, and they're using you thinking that they are in Milele as the ladder for them to Milele. Some people, you look at people, because of glamour magic, you look at people and you think that they are in Milele. Kumbe, you looking at them like that, they want you to look at them like that until the power of you looking at them like that makes them to become like that. You have to do the work from scratch. The day will accumulate for you. Imagine, right now, you started accumulating, and this is the lowest. And somebody told me to feed you my left breast. This is what I'm doing. The lowest achievement that you can make. You can say that, oh, I want to have 10,000 followers, 10K followers. I want to have 10K followers by, and then you give yourself a timeline. You say, oh, you just say, I want to have 10K followers, and then you start moving towards having the 10K followers. And then you say, the best you can give yourself is, in 10 years, I want to have 10K followers. So you give yourself the least work, like every day, 1 follower. Every day, 1 or whatever. 10 years, I don't know how many it will be. So you give yourself, every day I'm collecting this much. Every day I'm collecting this much. If you start moving towards collecting that much, By the time 5 years are elapsing, you will be at 5K. Somebody will say, I want to have 10K followers today. And then they never take action because there is no way you'll take action unless it is those particular situations of a bomb blast, a blow, an eruption, which I would never encourage anyone to join, to ride on an eruption because you are not ready. Most people, the eruption that happens, find a lot of people not ready to even hold on to it, to handle it. Easy come, easy go. But then what you worked for, nobody can take away from you. So 10 years elapsed, you never started, you have no 10K followers, you have nothing, and this is not about 10K followers. It's not about 10K followers. It's about that job you want to do, that skill you want to learn, those things that are calling you intuitive. Sometimes what calls you intuitive, it can be pole dancing. Sometimes pole dancing can call you intuitively. How long do you take before you register to pole dancing classes? How long will it take you before you register to the pole dancing classes now that pole dancing is calling you? The things that are calling you, those are the things that will pay you. The things that are calling you are the things that will pay. Money will just follow afterwards, after you move into the action. The things that are calling you. Guys, let me tell you something. This content creation, and me, I love it. But you know, for me to get here, there was a time where my dad would almost kill me for just having a phone. I had to, just to have a phone was a criminal activity. It would make them torture you mentally, tell you how you're going to be a useless person in life, tell you how you're going to amount to nothing because you're always, just interested in your phone and whatever. Until it reached, I stayed stubborn. I said, there were those thoughts that they were saying, those things that they were telling me, you're going to be useless. They would make me fidget a little bit. I was like, But then I love it. So now what do I do? Let me make it useful to me. And here we are now. So guys, the things that are usually supposed to open doors for you and just hold you through life, most of the time you find that people are so against them. Do you speak? Yes, I speak to my dad, but as I tell you guys, right now I'm like the father to my dad. Like right now I'm at a position where we are the one parenting our parents, like of which I'm grateful for. Me and my siblings were now at a position where we are the ones parenting our parents. Our parents already parented us and they did it so terribly. So now they are at our mass. We are now the ones parenting them. The way you parent your child is the way they will parent you. The parenting, it was always upside down. The way you treat your children is the way they will come to treat you. But me, the way, the people I was born into, I'm grateful for that. I'm okay with that situation. It's fine. I'm willing to learn. The cards I was dealt are amazing. For when it regards to family, I'm okay to move the way we are moving with my family. But me and my dad, we talk and just know that I'm not those typical children who maybe my dad has control over me. No, I was born to a very humble family. Very humble family. So I was born into those families where they take care of you and then you reach a point to take care of them. So that's where we are. And I'm not complaining. So Akina She, people who are feeling a little bit Akina Pinks, you guys can also just comment and say like which direction would you like to move? What is bugging you the most? What would you like to talk about? You also feed me your left breast as well as I'm feeding you mine. Because I wanted to go with the 7 days, but it seems everybody knows about it so much. So the people who don't know about it, like Akina, how do we call this boy? The boy who is among us, who has already been told to DM. Just DM and follow through with this particular information.